Hey guys, it's Troy Simpson back with you with Honey Hill Farm. I want to get everybody caught up. It's been a couple of weeks since I've posted a video. I've been setting up some swarm traps. I'm going to show you some of that today that I've been putting out. I've got 16 out of 20 set out at different places. I was able to video some of that, so I'm going to show you some of that today. It's still pretty early in the year. It seems like I'm off on the weekends, of course. I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It seems like it gets cold or rains every day that I'm off, and it's sunny and warm when I'm at work. But I guess that's just the way it goes. But I have got most of them out. Got the Swarm Commander put in them, and hopefully they'll do good. I'm looking forward to catching some swarms. It is about swarm trapping today, but I was able to get out. I wasn't able to record it. Was able to get out and check my one good hive yesterday. It was so muddy I couldn't get my truck back in where the hives are, so we had to carry everything in. And me and Dylan went back and checked it out. He went back with me. His first time in a bee suit and in a hive, and it was doing real good. I got double deep on that one. Haven't checked it in probably 2 years, so it was just full of, all my frames were propolis in real bad. It was real sticky, a lot of bird comb. So I went ahead and pulled all the frames out of the top box and put them in a new box. It was mostly full of honey, had about 3 frames of brood up there. Everything looked great. Like I said, it's got plenty of honey. I got them switched over to a new box, and then I took that box that those come out of and cleaned all the propolis out of it, cleaned it up real good, and then pulled frames out of my bottom box and put them back in the same order in what was originally that top box, the empty top box that I cleaned out. But there was, in the bottom, there was, I think, 5 frames of brood in it. On the next to last frame I checked, I did find a queen. It's a big, dark queen. Like I say, she's my only survivor out of 50 hives, so she hasn't been treated, or that hive hasn't been touched for 2 years, so she's definitely a survivor. I'm definitely gonna try. I'm gonna wait. I think my plan is gonna be to wait on her. I'm gonna graft some queens this year and raise some queens off of her, but I'm gonna wait till prime time, which I figure is around the 1st of May, into April, 1st of May, before I start grafting. I'm make sure everything's perfect, and I'm gonna get some really good queens, I hope, off of her stock, and try to get some new hives off of some virgin queens, or raising some queens off of her. So I've got my 2 frame nukes ready to go for getting the queen bred. I've got some mini nukes. I'll probably pull them out too and do some mini nukes for mating nukes for getting those queen breds. They'll come back, get bred, and come back to that box and start laying, and I can see how they lay and then go from there. But I'll may requeen some of these swarms I catch with them. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. I want to have some really good queens is the plan come midsummer. And then if I can, or if I want to, I can make some splits from the hives I've got, do some requeening and take care of my needs. And then I think there's always a need for good queens, and we'll see how it goes and how many I've got left. I don't think I'll have any problem getting rid of them. Far as what else has been going on, been on Facebook a lot. Been in some conversation. There's been a lot of conversation about local bees. And like I say, it's, in this channel, this is just my opinion and the things I've observed. But there's a lot of people that say there's no difference. There's no such thing as local bees. But my experience is that there is a such thing. And queens that are local and stock that is local, in my experience, do much better than stock that's not. Myself, like I say, I've been through 50 hives, and I bought pretty much all of them as packages, and just got tired of watching my bees die. Packages, of course, come from places down south of here, not accustomed to our climate. The things here, local bees do much better. I've had a lot of people, friends of mine, just being in beekeeping, know a lot of people with bees. Their packages either don't make it at all, or they supersede their queen. They replace her with another queen. The queen failure, just have a lot of problems with buying packages and queens from southern down south. You could say I've got stock from, it's not just one breeder, it's several different breeders, and just seem to have a problem no matter where I get them from, what kind of stock they are. After 20 years of doing this, I've got a lot less faith in southern breeders and a lot less faith in different lines of bees as well. I think no matter what breed of bee it is, my opinion now and my philosophy now is that I don't much care about what line of bees it is. I just want local. I want bees that have survived on their own and made it through the winter and without any help. And those are feral hives or feral bees that coming out of trees or houses or wherever they happen to be living. They've made it through wintertime with no help, and they've made it to a point, built up to a point that they've swarmed, so they're super strong. They're not weak hives, they're super strong or they wouldn't have swarmed. And my plan is to catch them, and I can't wait to see how these swarm traps do. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have 20 out, so you're gonna know if I catch 2. If I don't catch any, you'll still know about it. Or if I catch 20, you'll know about it. So no matter how it goes, you'll see about it. I might be embarrassed, but I'll always be honest. A lot of my experience with bees and beekeepers, you hear everybody talk and everybody tells their best stories. Everybody tells about their best hive, tells about their, survival rates and making all this honey per hive and all this stuff. And you've been around a while, you find out that you hear the best, but you don't always hear the worst. You always hear the good stories, but you don't hear the bad. So whether it's good or bad, you'll always hear the truth from me. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know. Not too hard to believe that's true when I'm telling you that I lost I lost 49 out of 50. But like I say, I haven't touched them at all. Hadn't touched this habit I got left for 2 years. So you always hear the truth, and no matter how it goes, you won't have to worry if I'm saying numbers that's not exactly true. I know there's some beekeepers that, oh yeah, I went into winter with 20 hives and I come out in the spring, I still got 20. Well, sometimes those were nukes or other things. Some of the hives died out, and you don't, hate to say beekeepers can't be trusted, but there's, in some cases, you just gotta take some stuff with a grain of salt. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But just, I watch a lot of these YouTube videos too, and a lot of them I've subscribed to just because they were honest, and hey, this is what happened, this is what I did, and this is the result of it. If you're keeping bees, you're going to lose hive. You'll never, if somebody says they're 100% successful and never lose a hive, then I just have trouble through experience believing that. You're going to lose some hives. Again, one beekeeper said that, beekeeping, the biggest thing in beekeeping is you got to be able to turn one hive into 4, because you're going to lose some hives. So I keep that in mind, and I take things with a grain of salt. I find that the older I get, the more I do that too. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad, but that's what happens. So that's been what's been going on. I've been checking, Facebook, talking about the local bees. And then I check my hive. I can't wait to start doing some outside videos and showing you what, catching some swarms. I will be getting into that hive again. I tried to get the queen and marker, and I had her out for a while, and I would find her, and then I'd look down for my pen. There was a space between the bottom of the comb and the bottom of the frame, and she was hiding in there. So every time I get my pen out, I'd see her for a second, and then she'd disappear. We tried for a while, and ended up I couldn't get her to mark her, so I'll eventually get out there and get her marked so I can find her a little easier. Pretty sure blue was last year's color, and I'm pretty sure she was, I'm gonna guess that she's last year's queen, at least last year's queen. Certainly not this year's queen. She might be a little older than that, but I'm gonna mark her with a blue dot when I catch her. But I'm gonna show you some videos that I took while I was out setting these swarm traps. Like I say, I got 4 more to set out, and we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoy it. Hit the like button if you like it, and subscribe, and use the little bell icon to get notified when I put out more videos. Wanted to show you my, before we get into the putting up the swarm traps, where I was putting up the swarm traps, I wanted to show you my binder I use. It took me a little while, but some new beekeepers might save some time. But one of the things I come up with that really helped a lot is just having a notebook like this with tabs on it. It comes with these where you can mark your tabs, and it comes in very handy when keeping up with things. I keep up with my accounting, my hive numbers, honey orders. I've got enough people now where they'll call me and say, hey, keep me in mind when you get your honey in. I want some honey. I got that on there, stuff that I need. Just write it down so I can remember what that is. Some of the observation, just notes, general notes and things that I make. And the page I want to go to now is the swarm trap page. And on there, I just write down all my swarm traps, what number they are, and then when I put them out, and where I put them out at. I had put check marks. When I put the ones at Jan's house, I had put check marks. I didn't remember which ones I put out there. I got to talking to Jan and Jim and forgot to record which numbers I had out there. So I had to mark the ones I had out already and then put check marks by the ones that were here, and by the process of elimination, figure out which 2 I had at their house. As you can see, I got 16 out so far. 17, 18, 19, and 20 are made and painted. I got to mark them with the number yet. I did put the swarm commander in them, so they're ready to go. I think I've got I know I've got some places set up. One of the neighbors out by the property we bought said we could put a couple up at his house. So might put a couple up there because it'd be convenient. But this way I'll know, I'll keep up with where my traps are, and I'll also make a note as to which ones catch bees, if any. Hopefully I'll catch a couple, because this is a lot of work building all those swarm traps. But just wanted to show you, give an idea of the notebook and record keeping stuff. It's really handy. I got away from this for a little while and started putting notes on top of the hives, which is great when you're out at the hive, but when you go to look back on stuff, there's nothing. It'll fade eventually, what you write on top of the hive, and you don't have any history or anything to look back on. So I probably, this time, will do both. I'll put notes on top of the hive, and then I'll come back and put notes in this notebook and go from there. But we just wanted to show you that while I had it out. All right, I just put up swarm trap number 11. It's at my parents' house. I say, no, let's say 10, 11. This is 12. This is number 4. Swarm trap number 4. It's the 12th one I put up. Put some up, let's see, 7 last weekend. Put up 2 the other day at our property, and now I've got 2 at my mom and dad's house, and 1 at my cousin Chris's house. I just put up. I'm hanging them all just high enough where I can reach them and get to them pretty easy. Some of them's probably a couple, maybe a little bit higher than I need it to be, but put them at a comfortable height. And this one I made, the other one I put up here, my dad made. So we got a little competition to see whose trap catches bees first or the most. So we'll see what happens. That's the other swarm trap I put up here at mom and dad's. That one's number 14, and the other one across the road is number 4. This one is more to the west, so I'm guessing that the wind coming from that direction and it being an open area on this side, I'm guessing that one will probably do better, but we shall see how it do. All right, I just put 2 traps out at mom and dad's house. Here with my mom. I just got them out. I think they'll do good. She's a little nervous about being in a video, but that's just too bad. What do you think about putting these swarm traps up at your house?
I think it's fine. I want you to have all the honey you can get.
How do you think they'll do?
I think they'll do good.
What about putting some bees out here if I get too many? Is it all right to put some back out here?
Yes, that'd be fine, as long as they're not close to the house.
As long as they're away from the house.
Away from the house, thank you.
Okay. All right, this is my first interview, and it's with my mom. So we'll see how it does. All right, this is swarm trap number 13, I think. I'm out here on my uncle's farm, my cousin's. Got it, just now got it put up. As you can see, it's number 3. Got it at a comfortable height, not too high. I know they say to put them higher, but I've caught them with old bee boxes sitting on the ground, so I think it'll be all right. So we'll see how it goes. Number 13, got 7 more to go. Got 3 in the back of the truck. And I got 4 more, still got to finish if I can find tops for at the house. So it's March the 5th, and got a few more to put out. So I got to put out in plenty of time. It's supposed to be up in the 60s and 70s next week, so I think it's perfect timing. We'll see how it goes. I'm back in just back in old cow pasture, up high enough I think where the cows can't get to it. So on to the next one. Out here at Mark's house now, got 2 up here. Got number 12 and number 1. End up being the 2 I put up here. All right, there you have it. That's our video for today. I got, like I say, several of them up. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice to go outside and do some videoing instead of being in this garage and then being all cold and wet outside. So it was nice to get out, nice to talk to some of my family and friends and get those put up. So hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you on the next one.